Anime Vanguards is over a week old at this point, and by the time you're saying this, it's probably going to be closer to 2 weeks. In that time, I've been able to do basically everything the game has to offer. I think I'm completely qualified to discuss if this game is good, if it's bad, and what features I love and what I hate, along with if you should play this game or not. Starting out with the good, there are plenty of things I love about this game, but I'm going to keep it short to save time. Starting off, the game is actually very impressive when it comes to the graphics. Just throwing up some footage of the first map here, you can see that this map looks phenomenal. This also applies to the units. The units look great, the animations are great. Graphically, this game is amazing. Every other game, it's completely blown away. Next, the units in this game are super unique and diverse, and I love that. Now, I'm not saying the characters are based off of, because let's be real, Naruto's not a unique character. But what is unique is the fact that every unit has passives now. For example, some of them may lower their SPA over time, or some of them may get buffs based on how many enemies they kill. The devs also implemented tons of quality of life features that it baffles me why these weren't in other games before. For example, there's a DPS display on units so you can see how much damage they're doing and which one's the best. You can also now see the full AoE of your unit before you even place them, so you can line them up in the perfect position without having to guesstimate on where they should be placed. And the best of them all is the unit manager. When you're on Infinite and all your units are stacked together, you can now just open up the unit manager screen and upgrade them directly from there without having to try and select the correct unit. There are plenty more quality of life features, but I would be here all day trying to discuss them, so let's move on. You now actually have a reason to get copies of units you already own. The Ascension system lets you take the resummoned units that you already had and upgrade your main unit. You can do this up to 3 times, each one increasing either damage, range, or SPA. The different game modes now are actually kind of unique because they added in a system called modifiers. Whenever you play Nightmare mode, you now have a selected modifier at the start, such as regen, shield, stronger enemies, etc. There's also an entire game mode called Paragon. Each wave you have to put on a new modifier, and when you get to Paragon 25, you're going to be having 25 modifiers active at one time, making it super difficult in some situations. And finally, for the goods, the devs are phenomenal. The devs, like almost every day, are releasing new updates, they're fixing bugs, they're rebalancing units, and they're listening to the community. Absolutely love these devs. Now let's go on to the bad, which I don't want to talk about, but we have to. First off, kind of a null point now, but when the game released about a week ago, it was in such a bad state. There were so many bugs in the game. Lobby didn't even work half the time. Wasn't good. But by now, most of those bugs have been patched out, and I guarantee you in future updates, even more bugs will be removed from the game. Now this is a big one for me, but the map quality is super inconsistent. It just doesn't make any sense. Once again, I'm going to throw Namek back up on screen here. The map is beautiful, absolutely breathtaking. The track is pretty good. A lot of different places you can place your units to have different playstyles. It's a really good map. And then you go on to something like Desert Village. What is this? What happened? Putting these side by side, you can definitely see a quality difference here. I don't know what happened, but Desert Village it's not a good map. It's not interesting to look at. The track is super short and boring, and there's nothing outside the main map. It just falls into the void instantly. You got Namek is like an A tier map, you got Desert Village is like a C tier map, and then you get Double Dungeon, that's like a B or an A. It's all over the place. There are unfortunately no units in the game really on launch. When you look at it, you have 44 units including evolutions, and that's it. You remove rares and epics, and even remove some legendaries, you hardly have a roster at all. You have like 10 units at best. For mythics, all you got is Naruto, Sasuke, Obito, Sung Ji-woo, Chain, and the other one, Vegeta. So you only got like 5 or 6 mythics there. You add on Egress and Alucard there, which most players aren't going to get, and Rin from the Battle Pass, and that's all you really got. You got about 8 or 9 units to play around with, which it isn't much. Similarly, there's a big lack of content in my opinion, because you got the story modes where you got 3 stages of story mode, you got the Nightmare, which is the same thing with a modifier, you got Paragon, which is just the final stage over and over again with more modifiers, which I like, but it's the same thing. And then what else? You got challenges, which once again are just the same story mode missions over and over again with a modifier on. So there really is no unique content in the game, there's no interesting modes. Infinite's also pretty pointless if we're being honest. You do get a decent amount of gems from it, but besides that, there's no reason to actually do Infinite. There's no Infinite quest, there's no actual rewards besides 800 gems. That's all there is, there's nothing to Infinite. So I'd like to see more Infinite quests added to the game, or any at all. I'd also like to see some unique rewards, maybe for like getting certain waves you get rewards for it. Just really anything that would make Infinite more worth the while. So overall, I think the game is fantastic. If you haven't started playing the game, I highly recommend it. While there are some flaws to the game, most of them have either already been fixed or will be fixed with later updates. The positives also push this game into its own tier because there's so many great changes that other tower defense games just aren't doing. And I think with more updates coming out, this game will easily become the best tower defense game on the platform. With that being said, I would love to hear what you guys think about this game in the comments down below. Also, if you want to, a like and subscribe would really help me out. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I'll see you guys later.